had a number of people ask us for details about our Dreamtime, our beautiful boat. Well, we thought this is an opportunity in the sunshine at Coral Sea Marina in Airlie Beach to take you on a bit of a boat tour. Now, our Dreamtime is a Whitby 42 Ketch. She was constructed in 1982 at Ontario in Canada, and she's hull number 191, so she's just about smack in the middle of the production range of these boats. She was designed by a guy called Ted Brewer. Now you're going to find as we take you on our tour through the boat that we're real fans of Ted. We think he came up with a brilliant design, not only for its sailability, but there are so many innovative ideas inside that he incorporated. We may as well start right here at the bow, and where we begin, a twin anchor roller. Nice extension, keeps everything out from the bow. We run a primary anchor now of a 30 kilo or 66 pound Saka XL. They're one of the new ultra high hull designs produced right here in Australia. When we bought the boat, the good old 60 pound CQR was the primary anchor, and there was a smaller CQR as a secondary. What we did was we swapped the primary, sold the secondary, and put the new high hold on. And I've got to tell you, with 110 metres of chain in the locker, this has serviced us really, really well. The CQR, it performed good service on this boat for well over 20 years, and it's a fantastic backup if we ever get into a situation where we need it. One of the first things you notice about our Dreamtime and any of the Whitby 42s is this beautiful, elegant, high rake bow. We just think it's gorgeous, but not only that, very practical when you're punching a sea. The hull's painted in all grip, lovely navy blue colour, and something that not every Whitby has, Karen, we've got an enclosed hardtop.
We do have a enclosed hardtop, and this was put on in New Zealand by the previous owners, and it was certainly on my want list with our boat when we were looking for our Dreamtime, and I'm very pleased that it is on. We not only have the hardtop here, but we have the full enclosure here with the canvas and clears. So in inclement weather, we can close it all down and we're nice and safe.
And what about the visibility of the glass screens?
They are absolutely brilliant. Both Rob and I actually wear glasses full time, and we were beginning in very bad weather having to wear ski goggles over our glasses when we didn't actually have a hard cover and full glass. So now, whatever weather, we can see. We don't need to wear silly goggles, ski goggles, whilst we're sailing, and keeps us nice and dry and warm.
On the bow we have a deck wash, which is fantastic for those times when the anchor chain comes up covered in mud. We also store our spare diesel and outboard fuel along the port rail. Jet stays run forward each side from the cockpit to the bow, and we clip on if we need to move forward in heavy weather, and always at night, even if it's dead flat seas. Our forward headsail is on a furler and quite high cut, so probably more Yankee than a true Genoa. We also have a furling staysail on the inner forestay, which we use a lot. And then of course our mainsail is a Liesurefurl in-boom furler. Literally the mainsail is rolled around a mandrel inside the boom. Okay, it goes up a track as conventionally. We have one electric winch on this boat, which is used for that mainsail. So Karen from the cockpit, you never have to leave the cockpit on this boat to put a sail up, puts the main halyard on the electric winch, and we have a furling line which is then fed out and kept tension. So literally put a foot on the button and up goes the main, rolling out from inside the boom.
And we just do the reverse to put it down. So I put on, your actual furling line onto the electric winch, and I feed out the halyard, and it just comes down at a nice steady rate. I think the wonderful thing that I love about it is, as everybody knows, reefing can always be difficult. With this, we don't leave the cockpit from it at all, and it's a fully battened mainsail.
Yeah, conventional horizontal battens, so you get a nice sail shape.
Yeah.
Unlike the in-mast furlers with their vertical battens that often get jammed in the mast and you can never get a real performance sail shape with one.
So we get that wonderful sail shape, performance out of it, but every one of those battens, once it's underneath the mandrel, is a reefing point. So we've actually got 5 reef points if required.
Moving aft on deck from our centre cockpit, we have outdoor carpet on the stern coach roof, mainly for its anti-slip value. On the stern is our 4-man life raft. Now we've strapped a tabletop to that, and it's fantastic for sundowners, and particularly when it comes to cleaning the fish, etc. It's just on with a strap, so heaven forbid if we had to deploy the life raft, off comes the strap, table goes with it, and the life raft deployed into the water. We've got a Magma barbecue on the portside pushbit rail, and this gets used almost daily. Now, since recording this video, we've also mounted the barbecue gas bottle outboard under the barbie, and it's cleared a lot more deck space for us. The Whitby 42s feature 2 good lazarettes at the stern, with the portside one being the gas locker. It's got enough room for us to put 3 good-sized aluminium bottles in there. It's got a dive gear box on the stern with our snorkeling gear, buoyancy compensator in it, etc. And rail mounts each side for our stand-up paddle boards. A life sling man overboard retrieval kit, our spare 15 horsepower outboard, and a stern deck wash take up the rest of the starboard side. Our aluminium tender, Tinny 2, is fitted with a Capitan boat collar. Now you can find out more about this in our earlier video, In Search of the Perfect Yacht Tender. But enough to say, we just absolutely love the extra stability it gives us. Tinny is normally powered by our 9.9 horsepower 2-stroke and hangs on the very substantial davits. Atop the davits there was formerly a 140 watt solar panel, but that's since been replaced with a brand new generation 400 watt one. This is in addition to the 3 panels on the cockpit roof, which take our total solar power to 755 watts. These are also helped along by a Rutland 1200 wind generator that's mounted in clear air right atop of our mizzen mast. The mizzen sail is a conventional setup with 2 reef points, but it can all still be raised, lowered and reefed from the cockpit. Super safe. A very cleverly designed swim platform and ladder raises against the stern when not in use. Our Dreamtime's cockpit is lovely and secure. Centre cockpit, our binnacle right in the middle, and of course what we're using is an iPad. Right, we've got Navionics loaded onto it, but we've got a B&G chart plotter below at the nav station, and this Wi-Fi is straight to it, so it just acts as a mirror of our B&G plotter. Or we can also have the Navionics independently running in the background, so it's a great redundancy. We've got the 2 systems running in parallel. We've got a second iPad, and that's also got the Navionics loaded on it. So it's all about having redundancies and backups. Hydraulic steering makes things a little bit lighter, but you still get plenty of fuel back in the wheel, fortunately. And the cockpit, we've got a mix of B&G and Ray Marine instrumentation. It had old Magnavox when we bought it. We put our first new gauge on, was a new Ray Marine wind gauge. Had nothing but trouble with it, nothing but trouble with the company. And when we wanted to upgrade our plotter, autopilot, etc., we went B&G, and progressively we will switch everything to B&G because we've been so happy with it. But here we've got all of the comforts of home. It is lovely and secure, and all our lines run back in here. We control the main halyard, the main sheet. Everything goes up and down from here. We've got a double preventer set up on the mainsail itself, all controlled from here in the cockpit. We really don't have to go out of the cockpit to do anything at all. Both headsails come back to our winches here on either side, and even our mizzen we can reach from the cockpit, so there's no need to go out under normal circumstances when we're sailing. So we've got an EPIRB sitting here in the cockpit. We've also got a float off one sitting on the push bit out the back and the stern. Other features, our box of goodies, because this is where we keep our head torches, a ready to use line, binoculars, all sorts of things we need on a regular basis, right down to emergency nav lights or nav lights for the dinghy. Just forward inside the windscreen, we've got a great little storage space. It keeps all our essentials, our hammock, our picnic chairs, some extra lines in case we need something in a hurry, but just a really handy spot there. We've got our cruising guides, and that's about the story. Even got a fan up here, and the wheel does come off, the helm comes off, and we slide in a lovely cockpit table here for when we're having our sundowners and dinner, etc, etc. And as Karen was saying, we can drop our clears and be totally weatherproof in bad weather. We got pad eyes that are really securely bolted right through with a big plate on the back for our harnesses on each side of the cockpit, so we're harnessed on at night or in any sort of weather at all where we feel we need to. This is a great lazarette here. Inside that we fit our Rainman water maker, our Honda generator, our high pressure washer, which we'd never be on a boat without, plus extra lines. Fire extinguishers are in there for above. We've got them throughout the boat below, but it's good to have a couple on deck as well if you need them here. That is cavernous. It's an incredibly good storage area. We talked about great innovative little ideas, and here's just one spot that we like. Here in the cockpit, another lazarette. We've got it filled up with fishing gear at the moment, but I've got to tell you, in the past, it's got a drain hole. We've filled that up with nice beers, soft drinks, etc., a couple of bags of ice, and it's perfect when you're out for a weekend sailing. So as I said, all our lines come back here. Our clutches for our double preventer setup, for our main sheet, topping lift, our furling line for our Liesurefurl in-boom furler for the main, and of course our halyard. This is a power winch, makes life really easy, just a little foot control down on the deck, and that's what we use to put the mainsail up and down, and we can also use it to move the boom back and forwards across whenever we feel like it, when we're at anchor, to unshade our solar panels. The little winch, that's to hold tension on the furler when we're going up, or on the halyard when we're coming back down. So that's about the story here in the cockpit. Let's join Karen down below.
But you'll have to wait till next episode to see below decks as we take you on a full tour of our beautiful boat below.
In the meantime, we would like to say a huge thank you to our virtual crew members who sail along with us on our Dreamtime through Patreon. Knowing you think enough of what we do to sign on gives us a massive boost. Your support has encouraged and helped us to invest in a whole bunch of new equipment to improve our shows. If you'd like to find out how you could join the Dreamtime crew too, and get special access and other benefits, click across to our Patreon page through the link in the episode description below. Everyone on the crew list at the end of the month will go into the draw to receive a copy of our book, Stuff It, Let's Go Sailing Anyway. It tells the story of how we transitioned to the full-time cruising life and sailed from Australia to Thailand. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please click that button. It really helps us, and it's totally free. If you'd also like to be notified when part 2 of our boat tour comes online, hit that bell button as well. Thanks for watching, and we'll look forward to you joining us on the next episode of Dreamtime Sail.